Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know, I'ma just say it up front. I've been away for quite some time, about 2 weeks. I have not done a full YouTube video, so my apologies. I did take some time off, purposefully so, because I needed just to clear my mind. The world has gone cray-cray. The world has just gone insane, and I literally just didn't have the energy to even make a video and to go in depth about what's happening because it's been so overwhelming every time I scroll through my timeline, whether it be here on YouTube or TikTok or Twitter or Instagram. It's just constant feed information about what's happening in the world today. And sometimes you gotta just take a step back, regenerate, get your mental health and your emotional health in place, and then keep moving. So I chose to take a little break, but I'm back. And I came back just in time because the cray-cray has not left. So as you see from the title of this video, I'm going to be commenting and talking about one of the most insane tweets that I have ever come across in quite some time. And no, this is not satire. This tweet was not made to be comedic relief. This tweet was not made to exaggerate. This tweet was not made to downplay what's happening in the world today. These people are serious. So I was on Twitter last night, and by the way, I was planning on filming an entirely different video. I was gonna do a reaction video to one of my favorite YouTubers that was going around asking people different questions that were, triggering to the left. And I'm still going to do that video, but I had to do this video first because it's just way too important. So on Twitter, I found an account called Salon. Now, apparently this account does news information and news updates and articles. And it's pretty clear based on this tweet exactly where they stand on many things. But here's what I came across last night. MAGA, aka Trump supporters or Trump voters, and Christian nationalism, biggest threat to America than Hamas could ever be. I had to read that like 3 times before I commented or even brought it up on my feed because I couldn't believe what I was reading. In fact, I went to the original account just to see if this was a real account or was this some type of satire, somebody with a really dark humor. It's not. This organization, this news organization, is very much real and legitimate. And they're serious. They are dead serious. They are comparing Trump supporters and Christians in America to Hamas. And not just comparing those groups to Hamas, but making a statement that those two groups, Christians and Trump supporters, are a bigger threat to American security than Hamas, a terrorist group who literally just committed one of the most egregious terrorist attacks against Israelis since the Holocaust. You can't make this up. Even if you tried, you can't make this up. So let me just break down why a tweet like this is so asinine, propaganda, and completely out of touch with reality. I don't care if you absolutely loathe Donald Trump, if you hate Donald Trump, if the sight of him makes your skin crawl. I don't care. There is no way on this green earth that you can tell me that a Trump supporter is more dangerous than Hamas, a terrorist organization, a terrorist group, a group whose charter literally states that their main goal is to eradicate Jewish people. You're comparing Trump supporters and Christians with that ideology and that mentality with a straight face. Are we in a Twilight Zone? Did we enter the Twilight Zone? Am I being pranked? Is this a really bad version of punked? Like, what is going on here? What is going on here? See, this ideology is why I left the left and never looked back. Because this mentality that you see from liberals is all real, not a joke. A liberal will literally look at you in the face and tell you, yes, Hamas is a terrorist group. They're bad. But Christians, Trump supporters, oof, I'll take Hamas any day over them. Let me ask you a question. If you believe this garbage and you co-sign what they just said in that tweet, which by the way, on my Instagram, somebody literally said that Christians, or as they call them, Jesus freaks, are worse. You know what? Let me read you my reply to that person because I think that pretty much sums it up. So let me go back to my Instagram. And by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, it is CurlyBoyChuck. Follow me because I post political things all the time and I'm not afraid to speak up. Okay, so this person named Prudence702 said, it's accurate in my opinion. Maybe not so much the wacky, uneducated Trump fans, but for sure, conservatives are the biggest threat to Americans. No, I'm not kidding. They're disgusting individuals. Jesus freaks. Keep your religious crap to yourself. Mind you, this person is making this comment after I posted what I just showed you, which is a tweet that says MAGA and Christian nationalism is a bigger threat to America than Hamas could ever be. It's accurate in my opinion, says Prudence. Okay, Prudence. So here's my reply. Check your feelings at the door. To equate Jesus freaks, as you call them, with terrorist is asinine. I assume you live in America, or if not, in another democratic country. Do you fear your life around Christians? Has your family been massacred by Christians? Have Christians your female family members? Have Christians kidnapped your loved ones and aired on social media their perspective, buddy? This comparison is both dangerous and nothing more than propaganda. Under a terrorist regime, you can't do what we are doing. Discuss and disagree. I pray you never come into contact with real terrorism. And Jesus freaks are the most you ever have disagreements with. You should be so lucky. The fact that I even have to make that comment, the fact that I even have to educate that person, although you may not like Jesus freaks, Christians, that's fine. You can hate everyone if you want to hate them. But let's not pretend for a second that Trump supporters or Jesus freaks are on the same level of a terrorist organization like Hamas, who again, in its charter, its main goal is to eradicate Jews, who literally committed one of the worst atrocities against Jewish people since the Holocaust on October 7th. And you want to sit here with a straight face and say, yeah, Christians, man, they're the real problem. Trump supporters, whew, they're dangerous. When they put that red hat on, the terror. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. How stupid do you have to be to sit with a straight face and to equate those two groups? How? And what an insult to actual people who have been victims of real terrorist groups. People who have lost family members, loved ones, spouses, children. There are over 100 hostages still in Gaza right now under Hamas. I dare you to go to one of those family members and tell them,
you know, Trump supporters and Christians are far worse than Hamas. The group that has your child, the group that has your spouse. Yeah, that group. Trump supporters are worse. You should be happy that Hamas has your family.
That's literally what you're saying, if you believe that garbage. Wow. And what blows my mind even more is that when I posted this tweet on my community tab here on YouTube, I actually had a couple of people who were upset with me because I was giving light or shedding light on this topic. According to them, I shouldn't be bringing attention to topics such as this, and I'm doing a disservice. Let's read one of the comments that I pinned. So, on my community tab, a user by the name of Harold Gibson wrote, and you're giving them publicity, which gives them credibility. I don't believe people will ever understand how things work. Okay. So if you don't understand how things work, let me school you. First off, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chuck, also known as Curly Boy Chuck. And on my channel, I talk about social commentary and political commentary that is happening in the world today. If something's happening socially, most likely I'm going to be talking about it. Now, I've heard this argument before. Whenever I talk about any controversial topic, I'll get 1 or 2 comments by people who say, why are you talking about it? Why are you bringing attention to it? Why are you shining a light on it? Why are you making them more famous? And here's the quick answer. Because burying our heads in the sand is not an option. There's your answer. I purposefully talk about controversial topics because, number one, I'm not afraid to do so. I've been canceled over a dozen times. I'm still here. I'm not going nowhere. And if we continue to look the other way, stay on the fence, or pretend that what we're seeing is not actually happening, we're doing a disservice to our culture. I don't care what anybody says. There is a culture war happening in this country. We're seeing it in full view. Tweets like this, where people are bold enough to even write that garbage, is happening because the culture has shifted and changed. We now live in a culture where you can compare Christians, Christ-believing people, to a terrorist group, and nobody bats an eye. And you expect me, as a responsible citizen and as a responsible content creator, to look the other way and not say anything about that? Yeah, I'm always going to bring light to things that I feel need to have a light on them. Not to bring attention to that person or to that group, but to have a discussion. We can't pretend that what we see is not happening. It's happening. And you know how we stop it from getting worse and metastasizing? By talking about it, by having these uncomfortable conversations, by making posts about it and saying, look at what's happening over here. Don't turn away. Look at what's happening. Pay attention. Because when we don't pay attention, then we can't sit 20 years from now and say, God, how did it get so bad? I don't understand. What happened? What happened was you wanted me to bury my head in the sand. Not doing it. I will always speak up and speak out when I see things that need to be addressed, no matter how uncomfortable it is. So yes, sometimes I will be highlighting stupid people. Yes, sometimes I will be highlighting stupid tweets. Yes, sometimes I will be highlighting stupid organizations on the left in order to make a bigger point. And the reason why I'm doing that is because those organizations are very powerful. They're not some fringe group living in their mommy's basement. They're powerful. Their voices are being heard. That tweet got 3.3 million views. You can't sit here and tell me that me churning away is productive. If eyes are on it, then we need to be talking about it. And if you can't handle that, there's a door. Nice knowing you. I just felt the need to address that and say that because I'll never understand why people follow me and then complain when I talk about things that is happening in the world today. Like, my channel is a news, political commentary channel. How could I not talk about this? How? Yeah. And besides that point, there's no way in the world that we can sit and look away when an organization is attacking Christians and comparing them to terrorist organizations. It's a slap in the face and it must be called out. It must be addressed. People, put your big boy pants on and let's get to work. Being passive is not an option. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. I know this was kind of a short video. I just wanted to really address what went down last night with this tweet. This is where our culture is going, folks. This is where our culture is going, and we have got to pay attention. We have got to stop churning away and pretending like what we see is not happening. It's happening. And let me just make it very clear for those in the back not paying attention. Hamas is a terrorist organization. They are not freedom fighters. They're terrorists. Don't confuse the two. They are terrorists. It's okay to say that. It's okay to condemn them. And it is not okay to equate any political party in America or any religious group in America with a terrorist organization. The fact that I need to make that disclaimer, Lord help us. But yeah, guys, if you enjoy my content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. Again, if you want to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, my page is CurlyBoyChuck on all social media platforms. Let's connect. Until next time, peace.